Good Ins TV, Carl. I'm joined by Adam, and again, I can only apologise in advance because there's more technical issues on my side. I think I just need to give up. Adam, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good mate. You don't get this when Lee's hosting, but it's
Oh,
good to
God.
be here again.
And that's what people start saying in the chat as well. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it's been a good week, mate, hasn't it? Football wise.
It has, it has. It's you know, point in Europe, then knocking City out. Winning Premier League games, starting to get out flow. So yeah, it's positive at the minute. Compared to what it was a few weeks ago.
It is, mate. It is. I don't actually remember the last time myself and you did a video like this. I think it was probably COVID, wasn't it? To be fair.
Probably, I think we started the watch alongs when we were actually laughing at the fact we may get Eddie Howe. And if you remember when we were dying to get Steve Bruce out, and we were like, yeah, we'll have Eddie Howe, but just under the Ashley regime, and yeah, it was just a lot's changed since we started doing them.
I know it's mental, mate. It's mental. Um, yeah, as Adam's already put in the comments and Lee as well. Give us about 10 minutes. We'll have a brief chat about things, and then we'll start getting you in with some phone calls. And just ring the number that's on the screen. We'll bring you in, have a conversation about the Man City game. Obviously the Manchester United draw as well. I've got Burnley tomorrow, um, and then PSG on Wednesday, which is a huge fixture.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, we'll just come to the Man City. Or actually, we'll go back to the Milan game because me and you had a bit of banter about it. Um, Massive point, like you say, mate. Huge point for us. What did you take from that performance? Positives you took from it?
I think that even when we're playing some of Europe's best in terms of what were they last year, semi-finalists,
Yeah.
and they actually surprised me how good they were. I don't watch a lot of European football. I was very surprised how good they were. The positive is we still kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a bit of luck, but we were very, very hard to break down at times as well, as we were on Wednesday night. So yeah, it's good to see that even competing against Europe's best, it doesn't look like we're going to get a good beating. I mean, I think PSG will be interesting to see how we set up at home because I don't think we can be as defensive as we were in Milan at St James's. So that's a different test, but yeah, that back four just builds our entire you know team going forward. We're not conceding goals, so we have the freedom to go and score.
And with regards to that as well, the defense that we've spoken about, because we had a massive change in the defense on Wednesday, and probably one when we looked at the lineup, I think a lot of us expected it to be rotated. To be fair, I know I did anyway, because I said it was one of those. I think we're going to have to look at it and think, well, which cup are we realistically going to have a run in? Because we want to do well in the Champions League. Eddie Howe's probably in that Milan game thought actually we can have a real good crack at this. We've not played PSG or Dortmund yet, but like you said, doesn't look like we're going to get trounced. We've got to focus on the league. Are we going to take the Carabao Cup as serious? And then put the lineup that he did, and the back four was completely different, or kind of like a back three, however you want to look at it. And it worked really well. I thought Jamal Lascelles had a fantastic game. Dummett, Livramento, obviously. Did that calm your nerves a little bit about some of the players that we could have to bring in over the next 9 to 10 months, with it being a difficult season?
I think it was good that they could quiet some of the doubters in terms of Lascelles. It's the first time we've really got to see Tino. I'm not saying the surname, so I'll just call him Tino. Play like a full 90. Matt Target's been getting quite a bit of stick. Obviously, Dummett barely kicked the ball, probably what, 2 years. So it was good to see them come in. Yes, it wasn't a full strength City team, but that second half we, defended really well, controlled the game. Dummett was flying in for tackles. Lascelles looked back to his old self really. Whoever City played, the second team's still a quality team. So yeah, I think I think Burnley's a more important game than the City game. Tomorrow's a really big game. Still, we have to start climbing up that table. It's good to see a bit squad rotation and us what comfortably beat City really.
The Talking about tomorrow, is there anything from Burnley that you look at and worries you at all? Because I know, regardless of Sheffield United's results, and obviously it was proven massively wrong, I looked at it, I thought Sheffield United play some decent football at times, and I still thought it was going to be a difficult game, or even not so difficult, but a close game, and obviously we smashed them. But is there anything that you look at Burnley, you think it's still going to be difficult, regardless of us being at home? or do you think it
Not,
should be an easy 3 points?
not really. I think, with no disrespect to Burnley, I'm a massive admirer of the manager.
Mm.
It should be a comfortable 3 points. I think every fan would be very, very disappointed. I don't think it's going to be a Sheffield United score by any means, but I'd be very disappointed if we're not comfortably winning 2-3-1, 2-0. It should be, if we want to be competing top 4 to 6 in that and Champions League, you should be beating Burnley at home. With no disrespect to them, I said, but I'm confident about it. I'd be very, very surprised if we drop points. They don't have the best defence, Premier League standard, especially. And I think they're okay going forward, but again, our back four should revert back there. Pending injuries, so I think Botman is he a doubt? Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not really concerned about more. I think they should be comfortable.
With and looking at it from the Burnley side, obviously they'll have seen that we've battered Sheffield United 8-0. We've just gone and beat Manchester City. Are they going to come up and look to park the bus, or do you think they're going to come out and try and attack us? Because obviously they need points as well. Difficult start to the season for them
Yeah,
as well.
it's good to talk about us in this light, to be fair, because I think it would be foolish of Burnley to come up and try and attack us, because that plays into our hands. Sheffield United tried to at certain parts of the game, and we were just picking them off. So it depends who's fit. We've got a few doubts tomorrow. It'll be interesting if Isaac plays. Obviously, Harvey Barnes is out. Who's going to get them chances? But we've probably got one of the most informed players in the league at the minute, in Anthony Gordon, who's just playing for fun and taking on people for fun. So it'd be foolish of Burnley, given where they are in the league, to come up and, because we could, if we're on out here, easily win 4-5-0. But I think it'll be a tough game. But again, I expect us to win.
Definitely. What's Sam got to say here?
Something sarcastic, probably.
Probably. The only Spielberg friends with big half moon sky shots causes starting streams 10 minutes late. True.
Thought it would be.
Oh no. Liam comes with worst escort advert ever. Got nothing to say to that.
I don't know his name.
No, it just seems to be me getting a little bit. Oh no, here's some. Here has Adam just fermented half his beard and left the other half grey.
No, it's just natural.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Not dye me hair again, told you so.
Are you doing a watch along tomorrow, Sam? Interesting. Liam says, does Carl actually have another side to his face? Yeah. Can we have some serious comments?
Anyone want to talk about football?
Yeah, anyone want to talk about football? What's that? I'm all over tonight, aren't I? Showing off my skin fade. Oh God. What? Evening, lads. Come on, Adam. Name your starting 11 tomorrow. Yeah, we'll start with that actually, mate. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Pope in goal. I can't remember off the top of my head who's a doubt for tomorrow. I haven't caught up with this press conference today, but I don't expect the back four to change, so I'd expect Shaw, Botman, Trippier and Byrne. Longstaff in the middle, Bruno. And probably Tonali in the middle. I think Jolinton will then go out on the left, Gordon on the right, and Wilson up front, possibly. I don't think Isaac will play, or certainly not start.
You think we'll look to? No disrespect to Burnley again tomorrow, but you think we'll look to rest him for Wednesday against PSG?
100%.
Fair
100%. He may come on. Did he play 90 minutes on Wednesday? He got took off for about 5-10 to go, didn't he? Maybe he's had enough.
He had a longish stint.
If you're wanting to win Champions League games, Isaac's got to play. Simple as. He's our most natural, well, I'd say natural. Wilson's up there as well, but I think Isaac gives us that bit more in terms of pace and taking on players. So yeah, he's got to start against PSG. So if that means him missing tomorrow, I still think we should have enough to beat them.
Yeah, that's true. 100%. Serious comments from us, like from Geordies. It's Friday. Need chance of serious. That's a fair point, mate. But yeah, no. Let's. If it seriously, I've got one coming in actually, and I know who this is. Is he just cut off? No, lost that call. Call back, caller. Who's this? Leeds United, Newcastle never beat us. Possible to call with WhatsApp, Geordie living abroad. Yes, Robin, it is. Bear with me a second, mate. We'll take this first call coming in, and then we can sort out a WhatsApp call. Not a problem. It should work fine. Good evening. You are live on
Hello, lads,
Newcastle
all
Fans
right,
TV.
All right, yeah, Scott from Bethnal Green. How we going? All right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, sound, lad, sound. You all right?
Hello,
Very,
mate.
very well, Scott. Very well.
Sound. Just like I say, fucking Tino Livramento, what a player. I mean, you've got to say there's a right argument there. So a right naughty little argument that Trippier could go left back and carry on playing Tino. You know what I'm saying?
Adam, what do you say to that?
No, that's a very good point. Very, very good point. Especially the experience Trippier brings in terms of how he played there for England a few weeks back and was, arguably man of the match. It's a really good point. A headache for Eddie Howe. I just think he very much rates Dan Burn. Getting chills thinking of Mbappe against Dan Burn next week, but it's a very good point.
Easy work,
probably not an option.
easy fucking work. Easy work.
For who? Dan Burn?
Dan Burn, absolutely. Mbappe ain't getting shit off him, mate.
Explain your thought process.
What, about Dan Burn and Mbappe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Burn's just got it all, hasn't he? He's a boy. Mbappe gives it all large, but, he's coming into our domain. And, I think Dan Burn can handle him. PSG aren't a one-man side, though, so we've got to be careful from all the other lot. But at the end of the day, the atmosphere, 52,000 all screaming, you got to say we're favourites.
To be fair, I'm not entirely against it. Anyway, is Mbappe playing? I thought he was. Is he not injured?
No, he's fit.
In the Athletic today, he's fit.
Oh,
he's
is it
going to play.
games?
He's going to play tomorrow. But I mean, he could always pull a hamstring again, couldn't he?
100%, 100%. Talking about we'll come back to that. What positives you take from the Manchester City game? Started off with two relatively second string sides against each other. Newcastle picked it up in the second half. What were your positives?
Strength in depth.
It looked good, didn't it?
Strength in depth. At the end of the day, you coming here and you telling me we kept a clean sheet against Manchester City with Paul Dummett and Jamal Lascelles, centre-backs, I would have said, you're on fucking drugs, son. That's what I would have said to you. And at the end of the day, they defended like lions. And like I say, Tino Livramento, we've got a bowler there, my son. We have got a bowler.
What, Scott? I don't know if you've watched Newcastle Fans TV before. I imagine you have done.
Yeah. No, I've been a subscriber since the early days, when it was Lee and Mark and Kyle and all them.
Who's Kyle?
He's that with Paul,
No, never heard of him, mate. Anyway,
well, how long have you been watching this fucking channel for?
Not fucking long enough. We just get the reason I asked. We're getting a few comments. People are just saying, "Oh, that sounds like one of our presenters, Sam Mulliner."
It took me a couple of minutes, to realise. And I went,
who?
Sam Mulliner. I don't know if you've heard of Sam Mulliner. He's a regular gig on Sky Sports. Doesn't let anyone else get a look in on his Sky Sports news gigs.
Really has a haircut.
Because they email Sam direct, I've heard. I don't know who he is.
Honestly, do you know what? I was literally sat here going, I can't keep my face straight here.
What? Adam couldn't realise. He's probably too busy reading a Just for Men packet.
Get off, man. Let some proper fans get on.
But would love to see what Kelly's doing while Sam's doing his accents. Talk us through that, Sam, before we get some more people on.
What? Since what was that?
Liam's put, well, would love to see what Kelly's doing while Sam's sat there doing his accents.
She's downstairs with the nippers, Better put them all to bed,
The what score prediction from you tomorrow? I don't know if to call you Scott or Sam now.
No. I genuinely thought you didn't have a clue for a while.
Me?
The first 30 seconds you had me, and then your Birmingham accent just started coming out.
I've got your number
I'm not from-
saved, you fucking clown. Of course I know it was you.
Oh, yeah. I should have put the old 141 in front of me number, shouldn't I? What a mug. You know what?
Oh,
I'm actually scared about tomorrow, but I don't know why, because nothing Burnley have got scare me whatsoever. But all the more reason I just hope it's not a bit of a banana skin. A lot of tough fixtures, all coming up back to back to back to back, and it's one of them where, you know, we've had a couple of cracking results, and I just don't want us to take the eye off the ball. And I mean, fingers crossed we get the 3 points, but I don't think it'll be easy tomorrow.
I know, and that's exactly how I felt about Sheffield United. I think after we've beaten them so heavily, I don't feel anywhere near what I did about tomorrow. But I do understand what your thought process is, definitely.
First 15 minutes, though, Sheffield United did have a couple of chances. They were, you know, if their left wing back could have finished, then they could have nicked a couple in the first 15, 20. But then after that, it was just an absolute onslaught and turned into a massacre at the end.
The game changed with the injury. Really, it was that never would have been 8-0 with Barnes on the pitch.
No, Gordon's been absolutely a revelation. I mean, I'll give it large about Isaac and Toon Army and how I called it, but like I said, he'd get my support, but I wasn't overly enamoured with the signing of Gordon. But was wrong with that one. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I think getting that goal last day of the season at Chelsea, got the monkey off his back, and he flew at the Euro, under 21's Euro for England, and he's come back on fire, and long may it continue, because he's got to be named in that England squad next month, and he absolutely deserves it. He's absolutely been on fire since day one of the season.
Yeah, 100%. Liam's asked off the back of that, do you think there's a potential of Gordon starting up front?
No, I think Eddie Howe's. I mean, look, Isaac after the game, after his interview with Sky, said he was fine. So yeah, I think Eddie Howe's playing the old poker again, isn't he?
Are you of the same mindset as Adam that Wilson starts tomorrow and Isak plays Wednesday?
Yeah, the Wilson one I think is the most genuine, because if you saw on Wednesday, Wilson wasn't there and everyone else was. Like Botman was there, Longstaff was there, all the other lads were in attendance at the game, but Wilson wasn't. So that, I don't know, but I don't think Gordon will start up front. I mean, you could argue he needs a rest, but
yeah,
what do you do?
What do you make of? Because we're still waiting for some more people to come in, so we'll keep you on for a little bit. I mean, Jamal Lascelles, unbelievable performance. Paul Dummett, great performance. Like Adam said, he hasn't kicked a ball for fucking donkeys. Did that give you a little bit of peace of mind with regards to the strength and depth that we've got? I know you obviously said that earlier on in the call.
I always had peace of mind about Lascelles.
You have, to be fair. I will vouch for that.
Yeah, I've always been pro Lascelles. So look, he's not going to be our first choice, and I think in January we're going to be looking at a centre half. I think that's kind of the logical next step. But I had no issue with Lascelles stepping in. I'd have no issue if Lascelles played again on Saturday. You know, I say it every time. He's captained this club with distinction, and he's you know, still wears that shirt with pride, and obviously still has a big part to play in and around the squad, despite only playing a handful every season.
I'll come to you, Adam, with regards to that bit of a shit situation that he found himself in, with surrounded by some idiots, I imagine, in the city centre one night. Did you think that could have been kind of a reason to not push him out of the club, but for him to think, oh, my time's up, I'm going to go?
Not really. It's Newcastle on a Saturday night. I think Eddie Howe's, raised the right question as what's he doing out at that time, really. That it can happen. It's happened before. We know what the city's like. You're a famous face going out. There's always someone willing to cause trouble with you. But it's more of his game time. I still think he's got a lot to offer a club. He should be starting. He's not. He's a scapegoat for a lot of Newcastle fans, which we always like to have one, which I don't think is very fair. and he very rarely lets us down. Yes, he's not as solid as defender as Botman and as Shah, but you can't question his commitment. He's been club captain for quite a long time now. You know, God knows where the last few years have gone. I'm sure like 6 or 7 years. He's just found himself unfortunate that we've now got better centre halves than him. The club's moving forward. And if I was him personally, I'd be looking to move on because he should be playing football at this stage of his career. But if I agree with Sam, if he left, it'd be nothing but praise from me of how he's carried himself while he's been at Newcastle.
Yeah, I'd definitely praise him as well. And I think, what do you think that's maybe a reason that he's stayed is because Eddie Howe's had a conversation with him and said there is going to be times where we're going to rotate you. You're going to be playing. There's a potential you could feature in Champions League, and if not Champions League, you will be featuring in Carabao Cup. Do you think he's been promised certain, like a run in the cup, for example?
Possibly, but he's not going to go to a bigger club than Newcastle, is he? Let's be honest.
No, definitely.
So that could be. He may not want to go or drop the championship or drop to a club. His family are probably settled here now, and some players, do like that he's still getting paid to sit on the bench. It's not a bad life at the end of the day. So yeah, it's completely up to him. I think Eddie Howe has said the ball's in his court. If he wants to go and play football, I'm sure the club will honour it if the right bid comes in.
Sam, I'll come to you finally before we try and get someone else on. With regards to the PSG game, talk me through how you see that going, mate. Give me 60 seconds of magic.
So you're trying to set me up for a pun there, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
With PSG, it's difficult. Look, we've got a game to get through tomorrow first, and then we can get excited for the arrival of Paris Saint-Germain.
I'm already excited.
Yeah, I bet you are, but some of us weren't fortunate in the ballot, so...
No.
What, for PSG?
Yeah. Yeah, I will not be attending.
I might have a ticket.
No, just honestly. I've just
Chris is on holiday. Chris is on holiday.
I can't make it. And now you're going to kick the boot in and say, oh, you might have a ticket. And then I'll go, oh, really? And then you'll be like, wait up.
No, seriously, I might have a ticket for tomorrow and Wednesday.
But I don't have time tomorrow.
No, I know. I don't expect you to have time tomorrow. But,
can you sort it out on the WhatsApp chat?
Yeah.
It's a 7-hour round trip. I mean, we've sorted out graciously, we did actually sort out our flights to Dortmund and back.
Yeah. Are you sorted for that, Adam?
Sorry?
You sorted your travel for Dortmund?
Yes, I'm driving down to your neck of the woods on the Sunday night, Birmingham. We fly from Birmingham Monday morning to Dusseldorf, and then a few beers in Dusseldorf, and then a train to Dortmund.
Nice. We fly direct to Dortmund. Sorry, are we still live?
Yeah.
We fly straight into Dortmund on Monday morning, and then we have to go home via Eindhoven in Holland.
I'm
Brandon,
looking forward to going back via Eindhoven, to be fair.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, man.
Crazy. It's Borussia, not Dortmund. Oh, Dortmund.
Oh, who's being noggin?
Tony Tidebridge.
Oh, for a change. Don't know what I meant by that. Anyway,
thank you for the education,
what was the
Tony.
Question?
I've completely.
PSG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. I know. Look, it's we've got to get through tomorrow. We need to come through unscathed with injuries, and then we can look at PSG. But I'm chomping on the bit for it. I really fancy us. If we can bring that level of intensity that we saw in the second half against Manchester City, that crowd cheering every tackle, every charge down, every single little thing positive that Newcastle do. There's nowhere better in world football when St James's is like that. So I can back us for a narrow win if we come through tomorrow unscathed.
Perfect. Love it, mate. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Scott. It's been an absolute pleasure.
All right, lads. Be lucky and let me know about that ticket, all right?
Will do. Tell Sam it was good speaking to him as well, and I will speak to you later.
All right, lads. Be lucky. Bye.
See you later, mate. That was Scott and his mate Sam, friend of the channel, of course. Please come. We've got about 30 minutes left. If you want to jump on a phone call, that'd be fantastic. I know Robin mentioned about jumping in via WhatsApp WhatsApp phone call, which we can absolutely facilitate, mate. So if you want to do that, please do. Sam Lowell, fucking trigger. Livra needs to start. What do you think? He should start tomorrow? I don't know. You okay, Adam? I don't know where Adam's gone. Oh, I think it's kicked him out. I don't know what's going on here. Interesting. We'll carry on. I'll let Adam sort what's going on out. Tony Timebridge, keep your comments coming as well, guys. Obviously, like I said, give us a phone call, as these have been, well, the first one we did was really, really popular, really enjoyable to do. So I want to continue that. The accent was funny, as says Andrew. People wanting to move trips from right back are crazy. I agree. I do agree. I'd rather, if you're going to try and facilitate that, I'd rather Livramento went out on the left, because I definitely don't want to be moving Kieran Trippier. Yeah, let's see if we can add Adam back in. Oh, here he is.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It just kept saying the page wasn't available. So
It's all right, mate. I'll just get you added back in.
I changed my camera on.
No, you're right. I should be able to sort it, mate. Still there?
Yeah. Are we getting rid of Scott?
Yeah, Scott's gone. Maybe there. What's this one? I'm just gonna kick this one out. I don't know what that is. Where's he gone? Some things gon' change. I'm just soaking up the game. Through the mud out the just check the comments again. I don't know what's happened for Sam for Adam, to be fair. What's both of you starting 11s for tomorrow? Adam's just gone through his. I think it will be I'll go through mine in a second. Have a look. Yes, Liam, there is meant to be music. It's copyright free. Just playing in the background. Spit some lyrics. I don't have any. I don't have any to spit, unfortunately. I'm just gonna move this back to here whilst we wait for Adam to come back in, who is back with us. Oh, why is it kicking him out? This is so frustrating. Sam, yeah, it was Sam. It was that was Sam. We're not sure why it's kicking Adam out. Yeah, get your phone calls in. I need them now more than ever, as obviously I'm on my own, and I really don't want to spit lyrics. I haven't got that. Disney Channel flow. It's not Jake Paul. I'm not Jake Paul, Stu. Jesus Christ. It's one of them. I'll try and add Adam back in again. Let's remove that. Add him in.
Sorry, mate. It just keeps absolutely cutting off on the web link. I don't know.
Don't apologise, mate.
Don't know what it is. I've not done that before.
Let me just crop this. Yeah, cool. That's better.
Yeah.
Who's the ref for tomorrow? I actually don't know. Do you know who the ref is for tomorrow? I'll double check.
No, I haven't had a look, to be honest. Doesn't matter. They're all useless at the minute.
Matt, well, why have they become so bad?
Well, because the lazy, they don't have to referee anymore, do they? They just have to listen to what's being said in their ear. I know we always used to have a twist that, before VAR, but God, for me, it's made the game 10 times worse
Do you
to
think?
watch.
Do you think as well that they kind of know that even if they've made an incorrect decision, that the people above them in the in the video assistant room aren't going to overturn it realistically, are they? They're going to put it down to them to make the decision. I just don't think it works personally.
I think people think VAR is super duper technology. All it is another incompetent referee
Yeah, exactly.
making a decision watching the telly. It's not like the goal line technology is absolutely fantastic. I think we should have the offside one we've got in terms of the lines. Is he on? Is he off? I think that works well. The rest just scrap it. Let the ref's interpretation of the game decide the game, because it's especially when you're in the ground. I sit in the strawberry corner. I can't see that screen, so I have no idea what's going on when a goal's given, or you can't really celebrate a goal now. You're constantly.
Yeah.
I'm still convinced Anthony Gordon's assist was over the line. I didn't celebrate the first goal against Sheffield United. I was that convinced the ball was out of play.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Uh,
mate. Looking back, I'm still sure it was as well.
so I don't know the rules anymore. I don't know the handball rule. I don't know what's a penalty. I don't know what's time wasting. I don't know what's game management. The game's just the ruined the game. To be fair, the people up top.
It's, and do you know what's frustrating about it as well is that there's been so many calls for ex-professionals to be allowed within the room at games to kind of be a consultant on some stuff, which I think would actually make sense because they play the game, they understand how things will make a little bit of a difference. That's if you're going to keep this there. But obviously, the referees aren't going to do that because they think it undermines their authority. But I'm just like, well,
It depends what type of play you're getting as well. If you've got Roy Keane set up there,
yeah, I
who
suppose.
would happily break people's legs
That's
game
true.
in game out, and then you could have I don't know, like a player who's rolling around the floor all the time. It just wouldn't help. It'd just be contradictory. I think what they need to do is release the audio, or have the audio being live as they're making the decisions.
That definitely because they do it in rugby, they do it in NFL, like every other sport where that sort of stuff is included. You can hear everything.
'Cause I think when you're making decisions, the tackles, the passion of the game, it's all got to be considered. And referees don't get that. So it's making the game increasingly difficult to watch because referees aren't allowed to ref the game anymore.
No, I agree with you, mate. I do agree with you. Um, Stu says if they scrap VAR, there will be riots weekly. People don't remember how bad it was before. I disagree. I don't think like it because it might feel that way now because we've had VAR, but if a goal was going in and there was someone's shoulder was slightly offside or someone's toe was slightly offside, you wouldn't even consider that as offside. It would do you know what I mean? Like, I disagree with that personally. I don't think they've done it properly. I agree with what Adam said. I think that one of the main factors is the people, and I think that people we need to hear every bit of the conversation. I think that needs to be public, and especially if it regards the televised games. I think you need to hear everything that's being said because in every other sport at this level where that's being used, that's exactly what happens. You hear everything a ref says within rugby, you hear everything a referee says within the NFL, and if they're discussing things, any sort of issue that's happened prior on a prior play, you hear what's happening. So it's frustrating. It is frustrating. Liam says the same. Like Adam said, VAR isn't the problem; it's the people operating it. Agreed. Agree. We need to hear the rest definitely. What we got? Geordie says Carragher's definitely got something against us when he's on co-commentary. He doesn't say the same things about his beloved Liverpool. I think regardless of how professional you want to be, I think people like Carragher who've been so loyal to a club, the boyhood team and all that sort of stuff, like it's always going to be difficult for them to take off the tinted glasses, isn't it? Bless. I actually feel bad for Adam getting kicked out all the time here. Ian says, I hate egg chasing, but agree that rugby is much more transparent. I just think that's what needs to happen. Offsides are just better, though. Back then it was on feeling. Yeah, I get that. It is fact. I agree. Rest don't use the linesman either, though. That was better in Champions League games. It felt that way, even in the Manchester City game, to be honest. We've got You can WhatsApp as well, especially if you're abroad. It's 075 340 Like we said, if you want a WhatsApp call, if you're worried about being abroad because of cost, please do call us via WhatsApp. That's not a problem either. We'll get those. I've got a message from Robin, actually. Let me just sort that out. And Robin should be able to call through. I think he's in the comments still. Video call. Oh, nudes. No, it's just we're just going to be doing it via voice chat. A little bit of a different format, and it's worked good in the past, so we're going to leave that as... Just bear with me a second. Let's see if we can get this one sorted for Robin. And I will change to this format here. But let me know in the chat, guys. Score predictions for tomorrow and serious score predictions for the PSG game on Wednesday. How do you think that's going to go? Let's check the comments. I can't help it. Geordie Team Fly says 3-0 tomorrow and 1-1 on Wednesday. Do you think, let me know, obviously Mbappe is playing, but other than Mbappe, who do you look at and think, oh yeah, definitely a difficult one? Liam says, enjoy the live, mate, after finish work. Appreciate it, mate. We'll get you on the next one. Have a good shift, Kurs. Good son. Let's. I'm just waiting to see if Robin's message has come through. Should be able to WhatsApp call now, Robin. Open. That's loud, isn't it? Bloody hell. Dembele versus Burn. Okay, no worry. My crack shot though. It's all about the face. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do another. We can always do a video chat. Call in on the next one. That's not a problem. Stu says 2-0. Is that tomorrow? A 0-0 against PSG. Fair enough, mate. I'm gonna go for a hefty 4-0 win tomorrow. And I also think we're going to beat PSG 2-1 on Wednesday night. I'm going to be optimistic just because I just was reminded how much of a fortress St James's Park is at times. And yes, Manchester City had a second string squad out as we did too, especially in the first half. But like Sam said, or Scott should I say, Cockney Scott, in that second half, when Isak put a challenge and scored, I think there was a challenge from Gordon, the way we were pressing the ball, it just lifted the crowd massively. Isak was giving it loads to the crowd. Bruno was as per, and it just makes a huge difference. I just don't think it matters who you're playing when you're in that environment. It must be difficult for the opposition, and it must be intimidating. Because I think we've got the most energetic and hostile atmosphere at the same time when it needs to be in the right way in the Premier League at the moment, and the fans really make a huge difference in my opinion. You can see they make a difference to the players, and I think that will be a huge thing for us come Wednesday. PSG home win 3-0, says Andrew. Mate, I tell you what, that's a huge statement. Can you imagine if we did? Hakimi is an excellent player, great on free kicks. got a phone coming in. I think this is Robin. Should work fine. Robin, is that you?
It is, mate. How you going?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm good.
Good man, good man. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Perfect. Where are you based?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, I'm jealous, mate. I was over there on holiday a few years back. Beautiful place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice place to live. It's expensive, but it's kind of good.
Yeah, my best friend used to live over there. He's out in New York at the moment, living in New York. But yeah, I went over and saw him, and then explored British Columbia. Went up to Whistler, and obviously over to Banff, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Love it. How long you been over there?
12 years.
Jesus, what took you over there? Was it work or something?
No, snowboarding and just better place to live.
Yeah.
Wanted somewhere nice to bring my kids up rather than kind of scratching about the streets and Shields and that.
I was going to say, your accent's still pretty thick considering you've been over there for 12 years.
Yeah, I have to curtail it a lot at work, but you know, it is what it is.
Brilliant. Anything that you wanted to say, mate? Anything you wanted to talk about specifically? Man City game. Jesus. Yeah, let's go for it.
I was very impressed. Like, two lads playing centre half that haven't kicked the ball for like over a year, and they never looked like they'd been out of the team.
It was really refreshing to see, wasn't it? Especially for, like you say, for Dummett and Lascelles.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, everybody's going like, well, it wasn't a full strength City team, but it wasn't a full strength our team neither.
No, it wasn't.
So I mean, we can't write ourselves off. We can be very proud of that performance.
I think even so, you look at it. You know, if we call it a second string City's team, like you said, we didn't have our best players out, especially for the first half. Even so, you can see the difference in quality that Man City have in their second string side. I didn't know much about that lad, Bob.
Alvarez would walk into any Premier League 11.
Yeah, and then Grealish was still playing.
Yeah.
That lad Bob as well. I hadn't seen much of him. He looked very, very handy. Just the way they manoeuvre the ball is different to any team in the Premier League, regardless of where they stand in the Manchester City pecking order. So I'm with you. It was really, really good to see. What did you make of Livramento's performance as well?
Sorry, mate.
Carry on, mate. What were you saying?
No, I said, well, that's all Pep in it. It's his style of coaching.
Yeah, it is.
It's for City.
Massively.
But anyway, sorry, you said something anyway?
Yeah, I was just
somebody else's performance.
Just the main man for that evening, Livramento. What did you make of his performance?
Wow. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we need to be worried about the right back position going forward. Like,
no.
Honestly, we don't. I'd like to see a little more of Lewis Hall sometimes. I'd like to see him play maybe in some games where it's not really kind of like crucial. Do you know what I mean? Because I do think he's a good player. I watched him in the US tour, and he looked really good for Chelsea. So, I was well pleased when we got him, and I'd like to see more of him for sure.
Definitely. Are you surprised that he's been playing in that central midfield role? I know that's somewhere that he played when he was, I say younger, he's young anyway. But when he was playing for some of the development sides, I think all of us were under the impression that he'd been brought in as a fullback. But in both the games that he's played, he's been playing that midfield role.
Yeah, I think he's got more in his locker than just like being a fullback. And I know being a fullback in this day and age, it's different to how it used to be. The people require a lot more of their fullbacks in terms of athleticism, getting forward, creativity, and then also like the defensive side of it too. And I think he's got all of that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really want to see a little bit more of him. I've been relatively impressed with what I've seen in such a short space of time. Is there anyone else on Wednesday? I know everyone played well, to be fair, but is there anyone else that was a standout performer for you?
Oh, Elliot Anderson. I think just this season in general, like he had a good pre-season.
Yeah.
He's come back looking sharp and strong. And that lad's got a lot to offer as well. Definitely.
Are you surprised about? I agree. I think, to be fair, we were talking about it on another video, and it's almost been a little bit harsh for him, hasn't it, in terms of the game time, because coming off such a good pre-season, I think we all thought he might be a little bit of a shoe-in. But obviously he's got some excellent players in front of him. But moving over to Anthony Gordon, what do you make of his performances this season so far?
Man, difference maker for sure. Like, he's just got a lot of athleticism. He has got a lot of aggression.
Yeah.
I just think that I think we made a very good call buying him.
Do you think?
Definitely.
Do you think it's snip at 40 million?
Yes. Yes, I'm in full agreement with that.
Definitely. With regards to tomorrow, mate, how do you see that one going? First of all, are you watching?
I think it'll be a tight game. I'll be watching for sure. I'm usually up in the morning watching. I start work early, so I'm like, it's in me. My body clock's already kind of in that mindset. So I'm up watching every game every time. I even watched the City game at work the other day. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be surprised if your gaffer's watching this, so I won't worry about it too much. What are you expecting from tomorrow?
Tight game. I think Company, he sets his teams up pretty well, and they've been on the end of a few whippings already, but I mean, it's like I think they're starting to get the grips with it a bit more. So I think it'll be a tight game, but honestly, that's what I thought about Sheffield.
Yeah,
how wrong
so
I
did
was with that one.
I think I had I'm pretty sure my prediction was a difficult 2-1 win against Sheffield United. Then obviously that happened, which is
Sheffield. Yeah, I think I was kind of going for something about the same. I was like, they're going to be tough. It's like I've watched some of their games previously, and they played like Spurs, did they? And somebody else, and they were pretty competitive.
Yeah, Man City, they were competitive against them as well, mate.
Yeah, I expected more, but Jesus, we tore them to bits.
Oh, no. I think that's because I'm the same as you and Sam. Yeah, it got like that, didn't it? Do you know? I don't know if it was the 60th. I kind of
felt bad about it, really, because it was at the start of it. It was all we're sorry about Matty Kuzak and all that, and kind of the tributes and everything, and then it was just back to business and just get some of that. Jesus.
I know. And then you look at 65th minute, I think it was, and then you've got Tonali, Isak, and I can't remember who else was coming on. You just think, Jesus Christ, we're 5 or 6-0 up. What's going on here?
Yeah, but you know what? I think we need that ruthless streak, though.
Yeah.
For for the previous games where we had 3 defeats on the bounce, it was we weren't really creative, and we didn't really look like we were going to score in those games. I don't know what you thought about that, but I definitely think we need more of a cutting edge, and I think that's provided it. We need to define that again.
Massively so. I agree with you. It was exactly what we needed. Because the Brentford game, for example, Brentford are always going to be a difficult side to play against. But for me, that if we hadn't had that penalty, it just didn't look like we were going to score, in my opinion. So I think the fact that we've gone and done that to Sheffield United, like I say, is a huge, huge coup for us to do that. And I think it's clear to see we've had the most difficult start in the Premier League. We're going to have the most difficult start.
No, we've played Liverpool, we've played City.
Yeah. Brighton.
Jesus. Yeah, Brighton, yeah. Well, that was a horrible game to watch, that one.
And then you've got AC Milan within that, and then you've got Manchester City in the Cup, and then it's going to be PSG on Wednesday, and then more games, and then...
That's it. Champions League.
Yeah.
I actually think that we're going to be the surprise in that group. I know everybody's talking group of death. I watched the Milan derby, and I wasn't scared about going into that game. We did very well coming away with a 0-0 draw, mind you. That was a tough game. Yeah. But I watched Paris Saint-Maximin get dumped as well last week. Was it last week? Or the week before? And again, I don't think we'll have to be scared of them. And I think Dortmund as well. I think we've got enough to trouble them too.
This is where I'm at for it as well, and I think especially with the home crowd. I was just saying then. I think we make a huge. I think the players know that the crowd make a huge difference as well. You can see when we're all up for it, they're even more up for it, and I think any side that comes to St James's Park and experiences that, including the Champions League teams, I think it's going to be difficult for anybody. Realistic.
I'm envious because
yeah.
I haven't been to St James's for when was the last time I went? Probably the Southampton 3-1.
Oh really?
Yeah. Back when we still had Wijnaldum playing for us.
Jesus.
That was the last time I was at St James's Park. I haven't got in for tickets now anymore, so every time I come back, there's just no way I can get a game.
Well, mate, you can always reach out to us. Like I just said to Sam there, me and my brother are season ticket holders, and he still lives down in the Midlands.
That's a very kind gesture. If I'm ever back in the UK in Premier League season time, maybe I'll do that.
Definitely do, mate, because there will always be one floating about. And if you're over, I would happily, give it up for one game, providing it's not like Sunderland in the future and it's a derby or something like that. But
you're breaking up there, man.
Sorry, mate. I said, there's always we.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
You're starting to break up a bit there, mate.
I don't know if. Let me check my signal. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, mate, if you're over, I'm sure there might be a ticket floating about, so you should always, just give us a shout and we can let you know if there is one. Definitely, I'd be happy to give mine up for the day, providing it's not Sunderland in a massive derby in the future. But
anyway,
talking about us being the surprise package in the group, what's your kind of expectations on Wednesday?
3-1.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably pie in the sky, but I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I think we're going to do it.
It would be a huge statement, wouldn't it? It would be.
Wouldn't it just?
Yeah. I'm getting excited just thinking about that, to be fair. And what was your score prediction for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I think it's going to be a 2-1.
Yeah? You think it's going to be a close one?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough. We'll have a quick chat about this, and then I'll see if we've got another caller coming in. But we've obviously been drawn against Manchester United in the next round of the Carabao Cup after beating Manchester City. Unfinished business there. We go away there right at the end of October.
No doubt. Both my wife's sisters. One of them supports City. One of them supports United.
Oh.
So we always have banter between all of us.
Do you think? You think we'll beat them at Old Trafford? Obviously, we haven't got a great record there, but it's a huge occasion.
You're never going to get a decision there, neither, even if it is a penalty or anything,
No. But with it being unfinished business, and with the lads definitely going to be up for it, because I just don't think we turned up to the final. To be honest, I think there was a few of us that felt that way.
I'm agreed with that. I didn't like that game. I didn't think we did enough in that one. But yes, this time around, if we bring our A game, then yes, definitely we can do it.
And if we beat them, do you look at it then and think, I know Liverpool are obviously still in it, but you think we can really go ahead and push on and at least get to the final again?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we did it last year, and I think this year, I think we can do it. I think we can learn from our mistakes and push on.
Brilliant. Robin, I really appreciate your time, mate, especially calling us all the way from Vancouver. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Please call in again. We'll be doing some more next week. But is there anything you want to say just before I let you go?
How are the lads? Let's just get it on and bring it to Paris.
Love it, mate. Thank you again, Robin, and we'll speak to you soon, mate.
I'll catch you later, mate. Cheers for taking the call.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
What a legend Robin is. Calling all the way from Vancouver. Beautiful place of the world. Still managing to follow Newcastle because the time difference is horrific. So I know he's envious of us, but I don't envy him having to be up at that sort of time to watch us. And I mean that absolutely. If you're over, please drop us a message. I've said that to people before that are coming over from the States or from Europe. If you're subscribers of the channel, please just drop us a message. I'm always happy to at least have a conversation about trying to get a ticket. Not guaranteeing that, by the way. I'm just always open to the conversation. And I would be happy to personally give mine up for a game or two. Anyway, yeah, not as many callers as usual, but we certainly will. We'll certainly continue this. I said that last time, but it's been very busy. We'll get one sorted for. I think I'll do one on Sunday morning, with the game tomorrow being at a decent time. So we'll get one done for Sunday morning. And then regards post PSG, it will probably be the same next Friday. So I'll get these scheduled in. But is there anyone else that wants to jump on very briefly before I call it a day? Everyone says great call. It was a pleasure speaking to Robin. Absolute legend. And he's still got his accent, which is great to hear. Hendrick playing for Sheffield Wednesday tonight against the Mackhams. Oh, Super Jeff. Hopefully hits a screamer from 45 yards. Andrew, it wasn't lost. It genuinely wasn't lost. I just didn't want to read it out. The thing is, I do that on other people's streams. I'm a master. They call me the masturbator. I don't know what to say. It's a shit joke, wasn't it? But yeah, Shawsy says, think we can beat Burnley and PSG. I agree. I do agree. And again, Sam says, great call. I'm just looking at that. I don't know if you guys can see. How young does Sam look in that photo? How young does Sam look in that photo? There's Lee behind the Newcastle fans TV. Oh, I thought you called you. Oh, dear. I'd say it's an inside joke, but I don't mind sharing it. Went for an ultrasound on the knackers today. Been told I got a couple of cysts on there. Yeah. I just didn't get it when the other woman, the sonographer, whatever she was calling me sister. What? Oh no. That's terrible, wasn't it? It's fine, isn't it? Who cares? Share everything else. It's good news. It's fine, isn't it? We on that note, to be fair, I think it's a good thing. Any issues around your balls, please go and get them checked out. Please. Yeah, because I've been in a situation where I've had to go and do it, and thankfully everything is okay. But yeah, prostate, testicular cancer, that shit is nothing to be messed with. So please, especially at my age, I think I was reading a statistic around 33, 34, a very, there's a high possibility or within the bracket of people having that unfortunate disease. And it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very important for people to get checked out. So that's something that I've done and ended up finding out I've got 2 cysts on me knackers. But it is what it is. Thankfully, it's nothing sinister, which is what it's all about, isn't it? Is this Manscaped again? I feel like we need to get that back on board. What do you think? I missed the Manscaped ads. Have we still got that one? I'll have to play it. But yeah. I wanted to go back to these folks. Yeah, folks were praising Oscar Bob, but trust me, his brother is better. Can't remember his name. Finger me, Bob. Finger me? No, don't finger me. This has gone west. Oh, it's the wrong one. No. There it is. I found it. Someone give me a joke. Give me a joke in the chat, quick, so I can use me button. Sam, give me a joke. Or, Andrew, you must have something for me. Don't make me sit here. But we kick off at 3 o'clock tomorrow. We're 12th in the league. Are we 12th in the league? No, we're not 12th in the league anymore, are we? We're 8th. 8th, is that right? Let me double check. Yeah, 8th. So if we get a result tomorrow, we could push up to 7th. West Ham take on Sheffield United tomorrow. Hopefully Sheffield United pull their fingers out and come back with a good performance at West Ham away. Difficult because West Ham have been good, haven't they? Aston Villa play Brighton. Huge game. So we'll be looking at, I guess you'd really want a draw because you don't want Brighton pulling away. But if Brighton to beat Villa, then we can push on into that 6th place if we get a result, or at least move into 7th. Manchester United, who are sitting just below us, play Crystal Palace at home. And Fulham are playing Chelsea on Monday. So, providing we win tomorrow, there's a real opportunity for us to start making waves within the top 6, 7. Just as we talk about that, Sky News, breaking news. We have everything for you. Second arrest made over the felling of Sycamore Gap tree. I'm not surprised. Anybody that thought that a 16-year-old has managed to cut that tree down at that perfect angle and get a chainsaw into the middle of the location on his own, without a car, and without any sort of tree line to bring that tree down the way it was brought down, it's just not happening. It's an absolute disgrace, by the way. I'm sure everybody's fuming about that. But a man in his 60s has been arrested. Yeah, terrible. So, yeah, it looks like we'll end the show there. I think the comments, it's dried up. No one's given me a joke. Can I have one joke in the chat before I leave, please? Or it's literally been 4 minutes since we've had a comment. Let me just check that they're working on my end. No, guys, come on, man. Someone give me a comment. Give me a joke. Do. We're going to end it then. We'll end it there. Everyone's giving their score predictions. I think everyone's expecting Newcastle to win tomorrow, which is excellent. Oh, we've got one. What's the difference between a kipper and a mackem? I don't know, Geordie. What is the difference between a kipper and a mackem? Let me know. Does anyone know? I'm going to have to Google it, mate. Killing me here. I don't know what the difference is. I know there's a bit of a delay. One's white and stinks a lot, and the other is fish. I don't know, does it deserve that? Wah, wah, wah. Right, on that note, we are ending the stream. Aaron says nothing, they both get smoked. Love it. Stu says, is Tonali a starter tomorrow? I think so. I think he needs a little bit more minutes within this system, so I think he starts tomorrow, and I think he probably plays 60 minutes. He's taken off, and then gets him rested up for Wednesday. I think Tonali's got enough in him to play and start tomorrow, personally. But yes, guys, it's been a pleasure as always. You're absolute legends. We'll continue to make this grow. A little bit of a quieter one this week, but it's absolutely fine. It's Friday night. Who the hell's sat in on a Friday? Just us, guys. Like, share and subscribe. We'll see you for all of our content outside of St. James's Park tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be A comfortable win. I'm sure now I've said that it's going to be a comfortable win. It will probably be difficult, but it is what it is. Drop a like, as Lee says. Stu, love as always. Aaron, good to see you all here, guys. Apologies that Adam hasn't appeared back on. We've had a few technical issues. Could be my fault. Could be Evie Mux's fault. Could be Adam's fault. We don't know. Robin says me because I've got the day off. Cheers for the chat. Absolutely, mate. No, genuinely a pleasure speaking to you. We'll definitely get you on again. Hopefully we can all have a good conversation tomorrow and over the forthcoming week, and look forward to that PSG game. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. We'll speak to you soon.